Welcome to another episode of the International News Wrap, your ultimate destination for the latest global updates brought to you exclusively by Oneindia. Amidst escalating violence in the Middle East and heightened tensions as Ukraine braces for a potential summer offensive by Russia, the world stage is rife with significant events. Today we explore a diverse array of stories, from Sheikh Hamda's directive to expedite salary payments for government employees in flood-stricken Dubai to the resignation of Israel's military chief. Stay tuned as we delve into the day's top international developments, ensuring you remain informed and up to date on global affairs. In response to the heavy rains that struck Dubai on Tuesday, April 16, Crown Prince Sheikh Hamdan has directed the early payment of salaries to government employees in the city. The salaries will now be disbursed on Tuesday, April 23, benefiting Dubai government employees, military personnel and retirees, as well as social assistance holders affiliated with the Dubai government. This decision underscores the Crown Prince's unwavering commitment to supporting employees and their families amidst the challenging weather conditions faced by the country. The early disbursement aims to assist employees in managing their family needs and ensuring their well-being during this period. Taking to social media, Sheikh Hamdan expressed gratitude to all those who contributed to maintaining safety and aiding those in distress during this challenging time. He shared a heartwarming video showcasing the efforts of authorities and residents across the city. Additionally, earlier on Saturday, the Crown Prince approved a series of initiatives and measures to urgently mitigate the impact of the severe weather in the Emirate. Sheikh Hamdan reaffirmed Dubai's determination to support all those affected by adverse weather conditions, pledging personal oversight of response measures. He underscored that on-ground teams will provide effective support to all citizens and residents in need. Russia warned on Monday that military support from the US, Britain and France to Ukraine has dangerously escalated tensions between the world's major nuclear powers, potentially leading to a catastrophic direct clash. President Vladimir Putin's 2022 invasion of Ukraine has triggered the most severe rift in relations between Russia and the West since the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962, as stated by Russia and US diplomats. Just days after US lawmakers authorized billions of dollars in additional military aid to Ukraine, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov accused the United States and NATO of being fixated on achieving a strategic defeat against Russia. Lavrov cautioned that Western backing for Ukraine was pushing the United States and its allies perilously close to a direct military confrontation with Russia. The Western powers are precariously close to a direct military confrontation between nuclear-armed states, which could have catastrophic consequences, Lavrov asserted during a Moscow conference on non-proliferation. Throughout the conflict, Russia has repeatedly highlighted the escalating nuclear risks, a concern that the United States acknowledges but claims to have seen no alteration in Russian nuclear policy. Putin frames the war as part of a centuries-old struggle against a declining West, which he argues humiliated Russia after the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 by expanding NATO and encroaching on what Moscow views as its historic sphere of influence. Global military spending is at an all-time high, revealed a new report by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute released on Monday. In 2023, military spending launched its steepest increase in over a decade, rising to an all-time high of $2.4 trillion. As per the report, the military-related expenditure rose by 6.8% in 2023, which it says is the steepest year-on-year increase since 2009. In conversation with news agency AFP, Nantian, a senior researcher at SIPRI, disclosed that total military spending is at an all-time high, and for the first time since 2009, we saw spending increase across all 5 geographical regions. Globally, the 5 biggest spenders were the United States, China, Russia, India and Saudi Arabia. However, due to the continuation of the war, Europe also recorded particularly large increases, especially in Ukraine, Russia and a whole host of European countries, said Tian. Overall in Europe, Poland increased its military spending by the largest margin, 75%, to $31.6 billion. In 2023, Russia also boosted its spending by 24%. On the other hand, Ukraine's military spending rose by 51%, reaching $64.8 billion. Driven by the Israel-Hamas war, spending also rose in the Middle East, where Israel saw a 24% increase in 2023. Saudi Arabia, the region's biggest spender, increased its military expenditure by 4.3% to an estimated $75.8 billion. China, as per the report, boosted its spending for the 29th straight year, raising it by 6% to an estimated $296 billion. Japan and Taiwan, meanwhile, spent $50.2 billion and $16.6 billion respectively. India, the world's fourth largest spender, hiked spending by 4.3% to $83.6 billion. The US, which is the world's biggest spender, increased its military spending by 2.3% to $916 billion. On Sunday, at least 5 rockets were fired from Iraq's Zumar town towards a US military base in northeastern Syria, according to 2 Iraqi security sources and a US official who spoke to Reuters. This attack marks the first instance of aggression against US forces since early February, when Iranian-backed groups in Iraq ceased their attacks against American troops. The assault follows Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammad Shia al-Sudani's return from a visit to the US, where he held discussions with President Joe Biden at the White House. A US official speaking anonymously reported that more than 5 rockets were launched from Iraq towards a coalition base in Rumalan, Syria. Fortunately, no US personnel sustained injuries in what was termed as a failed rocket attack. However, it remains unclear whether the rockets missed their intended target or were intercepted before reaching the base. The exact nature of the base's involvement in the attack also remains uncertain. In response, the Iraqi security media cell announced a comprehensive search and inspection operation near the Syrian border to apprehend the perpetrators, pledging to hold them accountable for their actions. Major General Aharon Halevi, head of Israel's military intelligence, resigned on Monday in the aftermath of the October 7, 2023 Hamas attack that claimed 1,200 lives, predominantly civilians. Following the attack, Israel launched a significant offensive in the Gaza Strip, resulting in the death of over 34,000 Palestinians. Major General Halevi's resignation marks the first high-ranking Israeli official to step down in the wake of the conflict. He publicly acknowledged responsibility for failing to prevent the assault shortly after its occurrence in October last year. In a statement, the Israeli military said that the military chief of staff accepted Halevi's request to resign and thanked him for his service. A report by the news agency Associated Press said that Halevi's resignation could set the stage for more of the country's top security brass to accept blame for not preventing the attack and step down. Halevi's resignation came a day after Israel's state attorney indicted the sister of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh on charges of incitement and showing solidarity with the terror group. The latest update from the conflict reveals a grim escalation in casualties, with the death toll in Gaza Strip now reaching 34,097, as reported by the region's health ministry. Over the past 24 hours alone, at least 48 individuals have tragically lost their lives, according to a statement released by the ministry. Additionally, the statement noted that 76,980 people have been wounded since the onset of the conflict, underscoring the profound humanitarian impact of the ongoing violence. Thank you for joining us on the International News Wrap. Stay tuned for more episodes.